We are live. So hi, welcome back. This is another week and teaching you some more designs that you can add to your resume as a creative designer. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a navy military angel. So the dimensions on this are 18 inches wide by 18 inches tall, and it's only 2.5 inches deep, which is perfect for storm doors. You can use this as a wreath. You could use it as a graveside memorial. You could use it as a wall hanging. There are a ton of different options of how you can use it. And the piece is fairly small enough that it can keep the price points for things that you sell in your shop a little on the lesser expensive side. So before I get started, if you want to save a copy of this tutorial, and you are on YouTube, just click the save button. Super simple for you. If you are on Facebook and catching me live right now, you'll need to hit the share button. And what that does is it does a quick copy paste from my business page to your Facebook page. And then that way you don't have to worry about like, where did you see it? How do I go about finding the tutorial? All those things. So the only exclusion is you need to make sure that you download that video to your computer within 30 days or it's gone from Facebook. However, you can still go over to YouTube and get a copy of it there. Let's see, turning notifications on. If you are on YouTube, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel. So you can click on the subscription bell or you can click on the actual button that says subscribe here and follow the prompts that it asks you to. If you are on Facebook, you need to make sure that you are liking and following. Liking is easy, it's already there, but the follow is hidden under those 3 little ellipses, the 3 little dots. Click on that, it'll open up a sub menu and it'll allow you to click or just double check your option to make sure that follow live notifications is turned on. If it's not, click on it. If it is, you're all set. Let's see what else. Private group is open for another couple weeks. And then everything's going to change in May for new subscribers. So if you like the perks and the benefits that are available in the group now, join now because you don't want to wait until May when things get they get a little weird because Facebook has done away with the ability of us to store videos on the page. So it's going to kind of change up how that kind of happens. So the good thing to do, sign up now. Go to KatsCreationsNMore.com and it's the very first link you come to. You can sign up monthly. You can sign up yearly. I think that I'm all set. Let me just make sure that I can view all of your comments. So hang tight. Hi, Georgiana. Hi, JCat. Hi, Valerie. Let me double check Facebook because I am not seeing any comments come through on Facebook. So it just might mean that everybody is on the Facebook side of things. I am not seeing it going live there. Hang on just 1 second. Kind of interesting why it didn't map over. Hold on 1 second. Okay, how can we do this? We want to go back to channels. An error occurred. Please try again. Okay, Facebook, what is going on with you again? Don't really want to do that one again on the Facebook side of things. So let me try refreshing this and seeing what ends up happening. So just bear with me. I have a feeling it's going to kick everybody else off because of, let's see. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. I think it's because I had to sign out of Facebook and had to sign back in again. Hang on just 1 second. That is so odd. Let's see. See if I can do this really quick. We are in a page. All right, Facebook. Why does Facebook have to be so darn confusing? Okay, come on. we're on the page. We have it highlighted. It says it's already added. Then why are you not? Hang on. I am just trying to see why this isn't adding. Is it just another one of those Facebook flaws, or is Facebook having issues? Give me just 1 second. If it doesn't work, I'll just worry about that later. It says it's still added, but I am not seeing it. Let's see if it'll log in now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move forward because I can post all this stuff on Facebook in a minute. Let me make sure I can grab the link at least from here. Let's go to videos. I'm going to just grab the link and go to Facebook and say, hey, Facebook people, if you need to know where I am, that is where we are going. So just 1 second. Okay, get shareable link. Go to Facebook. Don't know why you're not playing with the rest of us. Okay, come on. Hang on. Connectivity. And now it shows it's live. I don't know. It's Facebook. If I could retire and be a wealthy woman, if I could figure out Facebook. So let me go ahead and give you guys the information here. Okay, anytime you want to play nice. Even my computer this morning or this afternoon went through some big, huge update and knocked me out of everything that I was originally signed into, knocked me out of my browser. So the website link is pinned below. So if you like the design that we're making tonight, if you want to order one, if you want to have one custom done in whatever colors you want, I can definitely do that. Again, KatsCreationsNMore.com. For those of you that are looking for the bow recipe, go to the website, KatsCreationsNMore.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. It's going to ask you to fill out the form for the email link. And then it should send you the PDF of the bow making recipe. And what else was there? There's something else I was going to tell you about the bow making recipe. I don't know. It has left. It has left the station. It'll come back around. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down and we'll cover the materials and I'll walk you through all the steps. So give me 1 second. My camera got a little sloppy when I was attempting to adjust things and it just like totally threw the whole mount thing out the window. There we go. Okay, so I can see them both. There we go. Okay. So Elizabeth, you could be on either one. Yes, are we supposed to be on Facebook? You could be on Facebook or you can be on YouTube, whichever your preferred streaming social media site will be. Okay, all the materials. You will need 3 pieces of 1.5-inch ribbon cut to 4-inch pieces. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those. You will need 5/8-inch ribbon in whatever color you want. This one is kind of like a sheer with a gold, and this is just a blue satin. I haven't decided just yet which one I want to do. You will need a 3/4-inch gold bell. You will need 1.5 inch wood ball. You can get these from Hobby Lobby. They're on sale currently this week for 40% off, I believe. These are 1.5 inch. Mine do not have holes in the bottom. Sometimes you might just find the ones that have the singular hole, and sometimes you can find the ones that are perfectly round. Either one will work. So even the ones with the holes at the bottom you can still use. So you will need to get a package of that for every angel you will want to make. You will also need 26 gauge floral wire, and you'll understand why when I walk you through the steps. You will need, this is 10-inch Deco mesh cut to 10-inch pieces. Depending upon how you want to lay it out, I'm doing white wings, so you will need 6 10-inch pieces cut with the wood burning tool. And then I am going, it's kind of hard to see it here because it's so sheer, but let me show you how it is on the package. It is this blue and iridescent metallic mesh. So I am doing 6 of these. So this is going to be the color of her skirt. This will be the color of her wings. And then you will need pipe cleaners. You will need however many that you want to make her halo. I am doing blue, white, and gold. That's going to be her halo colors. And then I have some extras. You will need 3 extra pipe cleaners to assemble her body and put everything together there. The first thing you're going to do is we are going to, I'm going to start here at the top. I'm going to twist these together so that they don't come apart. And what you're going to want to do is twist these all together so that all of the colors, try not to get the gold to wrap around it, all the colors are represented when you go to twist it. And this gold keeps wanting to twist. And I don't want it to, because I want it to stay singular so that it creates a color for it so that you see the gold, the white, and the blue all the way through. And I'm just going to keep twisting this till I get all the way to the end. And I like to get my pipe cleaners at Hobby Lobby. My all-time favorite place to get them was at Shinoda's Design Center in Orange County, but I live in Washington now, so that's not an option. So I like them a little bit on the stiffer side. So as you can see, I have twisted all 3 of those colors together because the color palette I'm using is navy blue, the gold, and white. Those are traditional navy colors. And then what we're going to do right now is we are going to dovetail cut the bottoms of our ribbon. So however you want to cut those, I like them to be pretty noticeable. So I'm just going to cut those all. You can grab a hold of all 3 of them together and cut them all at the same time. I just find that sometimes I get slippage and I don't want that to happen. Now I'm going to take and stack these with about 1/4 of an inch gap between them. I'm going to pull off a section of the wire. Okay, make sure they're all stacked nice and neat. And then we're going to pleat those. We're just going to scrunch them towards the top so that we have that in a nice little bundle. We're going to go ahead and secure this on by, I have it formed into a loop. I'm going to take the 2 ends, put the ends through the bottom or through the center of the loop. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that nice and tight. And that gives me a nice tight fit on there. Okay. And then I'm going to, there we go, go around once, go around the opposite way. And then on the back, I'm going to do a couple twists just to secure that ribbon or that wire in place. We'll go ahead and remove the excess. I'm going to use some pliers and I'm going to push that twisted end up to the top so that when I open this, I now have a gorgeous little bib. And what this is going to do is it's going to kind of create the top part of her dress or her gown. And so this also helps to hide the mechanics. So that is done. I'm really leaning into the navy color because then it'll make the bell pop more. So this is just satin ribbon, 5/8 inch. It has no wire in it at all. I am going to get my wire prepped, just a little piece. Again, just kind of form it into a U, so it's really easy for me to grab and tighten everything together. I'm going to put a dovetail cut on that. Okay, so there's my dovetail end. Super slippy. I hate working with satin ribbon, but it looks really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to pinch, and I'm going to do my loop so it's like about the size of one of my fingertips. I'm going to twist, go backwards, twist, and then I'm going to bring this out this way. Okay, come on. There we go. We'll clean up that dovetail end here in a second. I am going to take the ends, just like we did before. Trying to get the other side. There we go. Take both ends, put them through the loop, grab and pull. Try to get the other side over there, nice and tight. Okay, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and put a clean dovetail edge on this one. There we go. Nice and pretty on both ends. Okay, do the same thing. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to go around the front once. And then I'm going to go around this one once. Let's go backwards. Up and over. And then we're going to take and twist so that that's nice and tight. If you can find wired ribbon, it makes all the difference in the world in how nice your bows will turn out. Go ahead and snip the remainder of that off. And I'm going to make sure that everything is nice and pretty. Go ahead and push that little end of my wire back so that technically what I have right now, because we have our apron, the bow's going to go on top of the apron, and then the bow will go on top of the bow. And that's how we will finish the front of her. Do you guys have any questions about that? Hi, Linda from Georgia, and Brandy. Welcome. Elizabeth, thank you. She's a pretty mesh. That is my goal. Okay, now we're ready. Once you have all these pieces assembled, we're going to finish making her halo. So when I do my angel halos, let me show you the one that's on the door. Grab her. Their halos don't look like they're connected to the ball. Okay, they appear as though they are floating. I don't sit them down on top of the head, they're floating. So it looks really nice. Realistically, on the back, this is exactly how it's going to be. Okay, so the way that you do that is you take your wooden ball, you're going to go around the circumference of your ball, keeping the ends of your pipe cleaner together. Kind of want to find a good point halfway where, you know, they're at least somewhat even. So I have them in my hand right where they're crossing. I'm going to pop the ball back through, and then I want to come in just a little bit, and then I'm going to twist these all the way down. Okay, all the way to the very, very end. Okay, go ahead and round out your halo. And then from here, the way it's going to sit on her head is it is going to kind of sit over the top. So we need it to kind of come around the ball a little bit. So it's going to kind of go a little bit like this is kind of how it's going to be. So that it's sitting on the back of her head, and then the rest of this is going to go down the back. So it's got just, it looks like, to me, this is what I told my husband, it looks like the Star Trek Enterprise, the old one, on a profile shot. So this is where the ball would fit on her head, and then the rest of this is going to go straight down the back. So having all this stuff prepped makes it super easy once you have all your pieces together. So I'm just going to set these aside. Okay, don't need the floral wire anymore. You will need the Bodabra because it just makes the process so easy. And I like using chip clips. You'll understand why in a moment. So what we're going to do, you can start either way first. You can build the wings and then add the skirt, or add the skirt and then add the wings. It doesn't matter, but you want to keep your colors separated. So I'm going to do the skirt part first. So here's our finished edge. We're going to tilt it on a diamond shape. We're going to take the top, come down to about the middle, and then we're going to stretch it. And then you're going to bring the bottom up to the center, still stretched. Then you're going to bring the bottom, or the top, sorry, fold it down to the middle. Bring the bottom up, folding it to the middle. And then right here, we're going to fold again. And I'm going to place this right inside my Bodabra. And I'm just going to put some scissors there just to kind of keep my folds in place for now. So I'm going to do all 6 pieces of the blue. Now notice that the open ends are facing the wall. The smooth backs are facing me. So you want to make sure all your pieces are going in the same direction. Finished edge, pivot it to a diamond, top midway down, stretch it out, bring your top up. Okay, everything is still stretched. It just elongates your wings in your skirt. You're going to pull the top down, pull the bottom up, fold it, and then remember, the open ends are going towards you. So I'm just going to slide that in, and I'm going to try to keep them as even as I can. Sometimes just using something like a little chip clip will kind of keep them in place, just like that. And then if this feels like it's constantly bumping it, just put your scissors or your pliers in there and just hold them into shape. Finished edge, diamond point. Valerie says, how do you handle any copyright issues on Etsy listing military angels? Super simple. They're not trademarked. I don't use any trademarked insignias. I'm just using colors. That's all it is. So, stretching them out, lifting this up. Okay. Top down, bottom up, folding it over. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and tuck that down, making sure my wingtips are the same. Clip, clip, because you can use the words Navy, you can use the words U.S. Armed Forces, you can use all of the things, because these are not specifically trademarked in any way, shape, or form. They could technically just be blue, gold, and white angels. I just happen to label them military angels because I'm using the same military colors. Okay, folding that out, fold the top down, fold the bottom up, squeeze. Gonna go ahead and place that one right inside, making sure my wingtips are fairly even. Let's go ahead and do this side first. Okay, there's that. Got 2 more pieces from her skirt, and then we can move on to the wings. So, finished edge, diamond point, halfway down, stretch it, lift the bottom up, okay, keep tension on it, fold the top to the middle, bottom to the middle, fold it up so the points are facing the opposite direction. Bring that down. Going to chip clip all those, just because there's a weight. It just kind of helps keep things compressed and stacked. So, finished edge, diamond point, pull it down, stretch it out, lift it up, fold the top to the middle, bottom to the middle, fold them again, and we're going to go ahead and add this last one, which is her skirt color. Okay, just like that, right in here. Now, all 6 of the skirt pieces are in. This is where we change it up, and now we're focusing on the wings. So those are all going to be straight up white colors. It is a white with a wide iridescent laser foil. Fold is exactly the same. We are going finished edge on a diamond. We're going to pull from the top to the bottom and stretch, bottom up. Okay, now we're going to take the top, fold it to the middle, bring the bottom up to the middle. We're going to fold it up again, but instead of it going this way, it's going this way. It's going the opposite direction. So these are going in, making sure it's all nice and even. Grab these from the other side just because it's easier to grab it from my point. Okay, first one's in. Again, finished edge on the diagonal, fold to the middle, stretch, bring the bottom up, bring the top down, bring the bottom up, go ahead and fold one more time, and these are going towards me. Open ends now are facing towards me. There's that one, and that one. Oh, perfect. How do I describe them? Like this one will say U.S. Navy Military Angel Wreath. Then it will say U.S. Armed Forces, I'm trying to think, like support, like wall hanger, and then there's one that says Graveside Memorial, and that's pretty much it. And so you can take a look at the ones that I have listed. There's nothing that is any trademarked anything. The word Navy is not a trademark term. The word military is not a trademarked term. So you get into trademark and copyright infringements when you use government official logos for the U.S. Navy, for the Army, for the Coast Guard, and all of the things. But doing this, not at all. There's nothing trademarked on this at all. I just used to do military wreaths for Memorial Day for people who served. Sometimes I did them for military funerals, Veterans Day, all those things. There's certain signage that you can use that is not trademarked, and then there is some that is. But if you're doing that for your custom orders for like, I did one for a Veterans Honor Guard at Riverside National Cemetery. I did all of their wreaths for all their branches of service. So that was just a custom order. They wanted specific embossed signs, so that's exactly what I gave them. So here we go again. Top to the middle, bottom up, and then we go up and over, folding the top to the middle, bottom to the middle, folding it again, and then making sure this faces you. So if you don't have a bow dabra and you still want to make them, because I did this before. I had to figure out how could I make these on my own when I didn't have my husband with me. You can ask someone to hold the pieces as you're handing them to them. So they're just kind of stacking them all together and holding each one. So back to the middle, stretch, bring the top up, fold the top to the middle, fold the bottom up to the middle, fold it again, turn it towards you. I'm going to slide that in. Do my little chip clips. It just kind of helps keep their form the way that I am stacking them in. Like it's keeping the points in all the folds perfect. So we can go here, down, stretch, bring the bottom up to the top, fold top to the middle, bottom to the middle, fold it one more time. Now this is the last one going in. So those are my wings. Okay, now this is where the variation comes in for the people who do it one way versus people who are just kind of looking at it and figuring it out. When you are ready to assemble it like we are here, the wings need to have the open ends facing up. So for example, like on here, the wings are open. The skirt is closed. So it has a smooth front, but up in the wing area, you have that opening that most people really like. That's the difference. And that's where you're seeing, hey, we put one side facing one direction and we did the wings facing the other direction. So trying to figure that out, you need to know that before you start to get things ready to pull all these out. So remember, my wing tips are coming forward, which means when we're assembling it from the back, I need to make sure that my wing tips are going flat on the table, okay? This is where it's going to be the most challenging for you, is trying to make sure that you keep everything stacked, which means that, like I explained it this way to my group yesterday, these are your wings, right? Or these are your pieces, they're all pushed together. You want them, when you're putting your pipe cleaner on, to be firm enough to keep them stacked, but not tight enough that they fold. So you don't want them to fold, you want them to stay stacked. So firm enough that they stay together, not loose enough to where it kind of like there's movement. Keep them tight, but don't let them curl on you, okay? Best way to do that, have your pipe cleaner face down. I know that my wing tips, they're going towards me, so when I lift this whole thing out, I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to pivot it and place it face down, because my wing tips will then be facing the bottom of the board. Okay, so I'm going to go, we can actually even keep those in, because I showed the members yesterday, you can kind of keep these together if you want, if that helps you. You're going to keep this stacked, so that's your most important thing. Keeping it stacked. Look, lay it straight down, okay? I'm not rolling anything, I'm just pulling one end up, pulling the other end up, trying to get them to crisscross at some point for me, and then I'm just going to twist. And you want to twist until there's nothing left of your pipe cleaner. So those ends are twisted all the way up, just like that. Okay? Now at that, you've been successful. I have not rolled them. They're all still stacked. I can technically take these out now because they were just being used to hold my petals in place. Okay? Now, if you weren't 100% exact, maybe you're looking at this now going, okay, one is way too short, the other side's really long. We can fix that before it becomes permanent. So what you're going to do at this point is you're going to flip it over, okay? And we're going to work on the skirt side. So the blue for me. So I'm going to bring these down and I'm going to look and make sure, hey, do both ends, you know, are they the same distance? So each one a little ways down. I'm going to kind of look at these two. That looks good. I'm going to look at those two. Looks good. This one and this one. Looks like we're good. And then my top and bottom. So far everything looks great. So now I'm going to take these one by one on each side, and I'm going to stack them side by side. So they're kind of forming the body of my angel. Okay. This one looks a little long, so you can see you can slide them back and forth. Like it like that. You want to keep these all nice and snug, nice and tight. So I'm just holding this roughly in my hand. I'm going to form my little pipe cleaner into a U. I'm going to drop this to the back. We're doing the exact same thing. You're forming her waistline right now. So I'm just going to flip this over on the back. Same thing. I'm going to grab the top, grab that, and I'm going to twist. Again, not letting it roll. But now I'm going to just twist this all the way up. Just like this. Okay. So now you're seeing her start to go together. Hi, Gail. We need to talk. I haven't spoken to you for a while, and you've been on my mind. So, same thing here. So you can see we formed her waist. This is her skirt. Nice, smooth front. Wing tips are all open. But let's see. You're looking at your wings, and you're like, huh, one wing is way noticeably shorter than the other. Hold your pipe cleaner. Make the adjustment. Check the size of your wings and make sure they are where they are. Sometimes you can just tell by looking at them. You've got them a little longer on one side. You know, it's kind of hard to be perfect when we're putting them all together. You can definitely tell that this one is way longer. So for me, when I assemble my angels together, I don't like there to be a gap between the wings and the skirt. This is what I see all the time. I like my wing tips to blend down into the skirt or fluff the skirt up to where everything is like a nice consistent look. Okay. Once we have this all done, we're going to go ahead and secure the stuff on the back. So this allows you final opportunity to adjust your wings. Make sure your skirt is nice and tight. You're happy with the way everything looks. You want to make sure that all of your wing tips are open. You know, you can see all 6. I've had this done before when I have done them all in one color, like all white. I've had it before where I have put 7 in the skirt and only 5 up here. So at that point, you can either leave it and she just has a way more fuller skirt, or you can take it apart and restock everything back in your bow dauber. Okay, perfect. Yes, I have lots of time tomorrow. Okay. Brandy, I use a wood burning tool that can get up to 425 degrees. And then you'll need a glass cutting board so that when you lay it on top of your cutting mat, you can see through it and not damage your cutting mat. Okay. Then you're going to look at your wooden ball, and you can kind of see the way that they formed it. There's some like wood, like a wood grain pattern to it. Just pick whichever side you want to be your face. I don't put eyes on them. I don't know. I've had people say, can you put eyes on it? And I'm like, no. What I will do is you could put the eyes on, because sometimes when they look at the eyes, they're not happy with them. So I've done that before. I didn't like it, so I just never did it again. So you can see we're back here on the back. Before we do anything else, I'm going to attach the hanger. This is how you're going to attach it. Either if you have like an everyday tree and you're making these for an everyday tree topper, seasonal kind of things, this pipe cleaner will be used to twist around the top of your tree. If you're going to use it as a wall hanger or a graveside marker, you're going to use this and either wrap it around the lawn stake that'll go in the ground, or you're going to form this into a U up here. You know, just kind of fold those together, and that's the way that you're going to hang it. It's entirely up to them. So taking this, I'm going to go right here between the skirt and the wings, because there's a little gap there for now. And I want to make sure I have equal amounts on both sides. From here, we're going to secure everything that we've done in the back. So I'm going to lift the blue up here to this point, and then I'm going to twist them together. So I brought the blue up to meet the white. And now I'm just going all the way around. Okay, so I just brought blue up to white, twisted. We're just like over securing this. I don't want the pipe cleaner to go below the waist. So where this stops is where I'm going to go ahead and cut that off, because I don't want it to go below that. Okay. Needle nose pliers are going to be key for this part. We are going to run a bead of glue starting at the top all the way to the waistline. I have my glue gun on low. So all the way up here, right along that pipe cleaner edge. I missed the section in the center. Because when you go and you take this and you try to push it down, inevitably the glue will either seep in or it'll twist. And so to prevent you from burning your fingers, use a pair of needle nose pliers, or you can do the silicone fingertips and put those on so you can hold that straight down. You want to do it until the glue has set. Don't rush the process. Let it sit until everything is secured. I like using the needle nose pliers because I can really push it in. And then not only that, the glue that we added, the glue from the pipe cleaners as it seeps out on the other side, it's going to kind of hold all the layers of our skirt together. From here, the back is pretty much done. Now we're going to, where is it? I'm taking a silicone little glue mat, and I'm going to glue my head on. So the head is going to actually sit right here in the center, and inevitably some of it's going to seep down. So I want to make sure that it is not going to seep on my cutting mat. So determine which way you want your face, whichever way you'd like it. I think I liked it like this. So from here, I'm going to put a nice size dot of glue right on the top, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to press towards the apron, and then from the apron I'm pushing up, so I am compressing the entire section of our angel. So this down here is going towards the head, and this is going towards the body until the head is glued on. Again, don't rush it. Your glue should go from clear to an opaque color when it's dry, and then at that point you've got a really good, your glue has fastened really well to where you're going with that. Hi Anna, how are you? Hi Tonya, she said hi everyone, I am joining late. Hi Ann, thanks for joining. So if you're impatient, things you can do to speed it up. If you have a can of compressed air, you can compress air that section, but honestly it only takes just 30-45 seconds and it starts to turn opaque, and then you're good. Because we're going to leave it facing this direction while we cover up all the mechanics of how we put this together thus far. So I've already got an opaque look to this. You can touch it. If it's kind of tacky, you're like, good. From here, I'm going to assemble all our pieces. So we're going to start with the apron. Okay, I want a little bit cleaner edge to this. So I'm going to trim some of the unevenness that I had. This is now going to get glued right here so that it covers this up, covers this up. That's why our ribbon needs to be 4 inches long. So right here, we're adding a dot of glue. I'm going to come in. I want the end of the ribbon right here to be right, technically like under her chin. This way it should be exactly enough to cover all the mechanics. And then this gives you kind of like the separation between the upper part of her dress and then this is the lower part. So same thing, you can hold it if you want. Keep in mind that that metal that I wrapped around there just to secure everything in place. When you add the hot glue to it, it gets hot. So you're going to start to feel that heat come up through that metal piece. Okay. And then from here, we are going to add our little bow. So the bow is going to go completely right over this section here. We're kind of like building on the entire process so that you don't see like the step before that. I'm trying to decide which way do I like my bow. I think I liked it like this. See, and I felt that come through. You could also take a wooden skewer from Dollar Tree. While you're at Dollar Tree, you can pick up 100 of them for $1.25, and you can use it for all the things that you need to glue that you don't want to burn your fingers. So you can just kind of hold that in place till that sets up. You can kind of see how it's going together. Hi, Joan. She says, love watching the angels being made. So I realized in my shop I was like 3 short. I had a Marine and I had an Air Force one, but we did the Army one yesterday. And so I thought, well, we'll show the Navy one. And then I'll make the Coast Guard one probably Thursday. So here we're going to, on the end of the ball, there's kind of like a little handle. So I'm going to use it right over where our metal wire is. I'm going to face that up. Again, hold that in place. You can kind of see how it's formed. And so now you have a really well put together angel. Price point on these is somewhere between, I've seen people go down as far as like 25. And the highest I think I've seen them for these are 18-inch angels. So they're 18 from wing top to the skirt end, and then wingtip edge to wingtip edge, again 18 inches. They will fit in a 16 by 16 by 4 inch box on the diagonal. So that helps keep your shipping cost way down. And then depending upon your deco mesh and your ribbon costs, obviously you're using only a foot of ribbon to do your bib. You're going to use, you'll have enough to do, I think, 3. If you vary your colors, you could also have come in here and put like a navy blue and then a gold and then a navy blue and a gold. So when you're loading those into the Bodabra, figure out which color you want to be on the outside, and that'll be the last color that you put in. So if we want a gold here, we're going to load blue first, so that gold will be on the outside. If you want gold on the outside, then reverse that. Wings could be entirely up to you. You can vary the colors. You can do them all the same. There's a multitude of different ways to do these. And there is a multitude of different things that you can create them for. You can do a baby boy announcement, baby girl announcements. These can go in their nurseries. You can do pet lovers who can add their pet's dog tag or cat tag just underneath the bow. You can use them, like I said, as military support. like reminders so that they can add a little photo, like a 2-inch locket. You can kind of tuck that in. Every time you see it, reminds you to pray for your loved one who is serving, or even somebody who has gone before. It's a great memorial for them as well. You can do them for Christmas. You can do them for red, white, and blue, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, 4th of July. You can do them for fall. You can do them for Christmas. You can do them for winter. So think of all the stuff that's out there that you could make them for, and for all of the seasons. It's a very low price point, and it's super easy for you to make them. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to attach our halo. So we're going to flip her over this way. Let me grab the glue thread that's right here. Okay, so I am going to hold her at her waist, her head and her waist level, so that when I come in here and I'm laying this in, it's going to come up a little bit shorter than her bottom, but I want to make sure that I have a good firm grip. There is just a little bit of glue. It's a glue ball right here. So I want to remove that so I get a nice flush fit. I'm going to be pushing down with this finger to make sure it stays on her head. So I'm just going to kind of redirect that so it sits. And then I'm going to put one down here at the bottom that's going to hold that to the bottom. So pressure on the head to glue the pipe cleaner to the head, and then right here at the waist level so that we can get a good glue. So we're going to start from here, which is where her halo started, all the way down to about halfway. Going to lay this on top, and you're going to just kind of have to wing it and get everything in position and just start applying your pressure, because we really want to put pressure on the wooden ball on our head. I wouldn't recommend laying it flat, because if you do that, the bell will pop off. So if you want to lay it flat, you can do that. Just maybe hold off putting the bell until the very, very end. I just find it super easy to do it this way. Hold her at the waist. Press down with my index finger here. We're almost done. And then they're ready to go. That's it. So this, again, gluing all the layers through right in here. And then I'm going to pivot it up and then just make sure that my halo is on straight. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I've got everything in place where I want it to be. Just like that. She's all set, all ready to go. So this is what she looks like when she is complete. I'm going to show you how you're going to put them on your door. So I'm going to pivot you up. Okay. That's like reading your comments. I'm like trying to pivot and tried to, because we did the adjustment on the camera and now it's like super tight. So just bear with me. There we go. So remember, on the back, she has, this is where you're going to fasten her. If she's going to be a wall hanger, the customer's going to just need to make a loop like this. You're going to twist the edges down to where she has a nice little hanger, and then she can hang wherever you want. If it's going on a tree or a Graveside memorial, they have like the little lawn stakes. This will just twist around the lawn stake and then it can get placed in the ground. Or let's see what else. Twisting it to put it on your everyday tree. Okay. So here, as you can tell, I'm just moving my glue threads. All of my wingtips are not frayed. They're all straight. That's what a wood burning tool does. If you can wood burn with it. The jute mesh, obviously, can't do it with that. I'm just going to kind of tuck this underneath, because that's where my door, I guess you call it a door screw. I'm just going to kind of try to position her Let me go ahead and pull these off. These are my glue threads. I'm trying to there's that precarious balancing act that has to happen because I have a screw that comes out, so I just kind of set it underneath her armpit and just try to balance it. But that's what it looks like on a full-size door, so it is big enough. And like I said, you can do them for all the branches of military. Just look them up. I think Marines is black, gold, and red. Army is obviously, it's black, tan, Army green, white. Coast Guard, I think, is blue and white and red. And Air Force is just blue and white. So it's up to you, whatever you decide to do, however you try, however you're making them. But that's what I do for, as we're coming up on the patriotic holidays here next month, with Memorial Day or whatever. Think about things that have a lower price point that you can add to your shop, that are more affordable to ship, and think about other ways you can use them. For the longest time, I didn't think about making them for different branches in the military. All I did was make them for Christmas wreaths, for the tops of the trees. And then I was like, wait, there's people who do everyday trees. We can do them for Valentine's Day. We can do them for Mardi Gras. We can do them for St. Patrick's Day. So it gives you a multitude of different options of things that you can make and ways that you can use them. Okay, any other questions you guys have? Again, share. That helps me out more than you could know. Private group is going to be open to open enrollment all the way through the end of April, and then it's going to close. So if you want to get your rate in and lock in all the benefits, do that while there's still time. KatsCreationsNMore.com, and you're good to go. Other than that, I will see you guys on Thursday. Don't forget, Thursday we are 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll put out a little feeler ahead of time just as a reminder. But other than that, thank you guys so much. And I